Welcome to our seller seminar. Today, we're going to dive deep into the essential strategies and market insights you need for a successful property sale. Selling a home is one of the most significant financial transactions you'll ever make, and our goal today is to ensure you feel confident and prepared every step of the way. I am Tammi with Keller Williams Partners. We are dedicated to excellence in real estate, backed by a global network that prioritizes results and client satisfaction. When you work with us, you aren't just getting an agent, you're getting a partner committed to your success. Our approach is guided by the core values of the Keller Williams culture. We believe in win-win or no deal, and we operate with integrity, commitment, and constant communication. We put our customers first, utilizing teamwork and trust to ensure equity and success for everyone involved. My role is multifaceted. I am here to advise you on market trends, negotiate the best possible terms, educate you on the legalities of the process, and guide you through every hurdle. We utilize our full team and extensive resources to ensure you have maximum exposure and the most successful transaction possible. Simply put, our mission is to serve you. Today, we will explore 5 key pillars of selling: strategic home pricing, preparation tips to make your home stand out, understanding current buyer preferences, negotiation tactics to maximize your profit, and a complete walkthrough of the selling process from start to finish. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the current market. We are officially in what we call a buyer's market. But what does that actually mean for you as a seller? It means the power dynamic has shifted. A year or two ago, you could put a sign in the yard and have 10 offers by dinner. Today, with higher inventory levels, buyers have the luxury of time and choice. In this climate, we're seeing a few trends. First, buyers are coming in more conservatively. Don't be surprised to see offers below the asking price. Second, concessions are back. Buyers are frequently asking sellers to cover their closing costs or buy down their interest rates. Third, they are much pickier about repairs. Because they have options, they aren't willing to overlook the leaky faucet or the aging roof like they used to. However, there is a silver lining. We are seeing days on market actually start to lower as we hit this spring window. People are tired of waiting on the sidelines and want to be in their new homes by summer. The key takeaway here is that your strategy can't be wait and see. It has to be proactive. We have to position your home as the best value in its price bracket from day one. To get the best result, we must avoid common pitfalls. These include overpricing your home, neglecting necessary staging, or using low-quality photos. Hiring a discount broker or having weak marketing exposure can also lead to your home sitting on the market. We address these issues head-on to ensure your strategy is airtight. Pricing is both a science and an art. It is the single most important lever we can pull. When we look at a comparative market analysis, we aren't just looking at what the house down the street sold for 6 months ago. That's old news. We are looking at what is active right now, what is under contract, and what failed to sell. Think of pricing like a target. If we overprice, we're aiming outside the bullseye. Your golden window is the first 14 days on the market. That is when excitement is highest and every buyer's phone pings with a notification about your home. If we price too high, we miss that initial surge. The home sits, it becomes stale, and eventually buyers start wondering, what's wrong with it, even if it's a perfect house. I often recommend pricing at, or even just a hair below, fair market value. Why? Because it creates a herd mentality. When 3 buyers show up at the same open house, they stop looking for reasons to hate the house and start looking for ways to win it. That competition is what ultimately drives your price back up and gives us the leverage to say no to unreasonable repair requests later. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and in real estate, that isn't just a cliche, it's a financial reality. Most buyers have already formed an opinion of your home before they even step out of their car. This is why curb appeal is our first priority. We're talking about fresh mulch, a clean walkway, and maybe a pop of color at the front door. Once they step inside, the clock starts. You have about 30 seconds to capture their heart. The biggest hurdle? Clutter. Clutter hides the square footage you're trying to sell. I always tell my clients, if you don't need it for the next 90 days, let's get it into a box and into the garage. We want the home to feel like a showroom, not a storage unit. And we have to talk about the invisible factor, smells. We become nose blind to our own homes, but buyers have a heightened sense of smell. Whether it's pets, cooking, or just a lack of airflow, we want the home to smell neutral and fresh. A deep clean isn't just about appearances, it's about creating a sense of pride of ownership that justifies your asking price. Remember, buyers make emotional decisions first and justify them with logic later. We want to create neutral, inviting spaces where they can see themselves living. This means maximizing natural light, packing away non-essentials, and ensuring the online presentation is flawless to drive those physical showings. In today's digital age, your first showing happens on a smartphone screen, not at the front door. If the photos don't stop their thumb from scrolling, we've already lost them. That is why we invest heavily in high-end production. We don't just take pictures, we use professional architectural photography that captures the right angles and lighting to make spaces look expansive. But we go further than that. We utilize drone footage to show the property's context, where it sits in the neighborhood, the proximity to parks, and the size of the lot. We also use cinematic video tours. Why? Because video keeps people on your listing longer. The longer they look at your home online, the more likely they are to book a physical tour. Beyond the visuals, I'm working the phones. I reach out directly to the top producing agents in the San Luis Valley to let them know your home is hitting the market. We use targeted social media ads to put your home in front of people who are actively searching for properties in our area. We aren't just putting a sign in the yard and hoping for the best. We are aggressively hunting for your buyer. Now let's pull back the curtain on the actual timeline. Many sellers wonder, how long is this really going to take? While every home is unique, a successful sale generally follows 4 distinct phases. Phase 1 is the launch phase. This is the first 7 to 10 days. This is when your home is the shiny new object on the market. We'll be managing high-volume showings and gathering that initial feedback that tells us exactly how the market is reacting to our price and presentation. Phase 2 is the offer and under contract phase. Once we accept an offer, we enter the due diligence period. This usually lasts 10 to 14 days. During this time, the buyer performs inspections and their appraisal is ordered. This is a critical period where we work to keep the deal on track while navigating any repair requests. Phase 3 is the loan processing phase. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, most of the work happens behind the scenes with the lender and the title company. We are monitoring the buyer's loan commitment to ensure there are no financing hiccups that could delay our progress. Finally, Phase 4 is the closing. This is the finish line. We coordinate the final walkthrough and the signing of the deed. From the day we go live on the MLS to the day you walk away with your check, you're typically looking at a 30 to 45-day window in a healthy market. Our job is to manage every moving part of that schedule so you can focus on your next move. Most people think negotiation is just about the number on the front page of the contract. I wish it were that simple. In reality, the price is just the beginning. Negotiation happens in 3 major waves. First is the initial offer. This is where we look at the terms. Do they have a house to sell first? How much earnest money are they putting down? Are they asking you to pay $5,000 of their closing costs? We have to look at the net, not just the gross. Second is the inspection period. This is where the deal is most likely to fall apart. A buyer might offer full price, but then try to renegotiate the price down by $10,000 after the inspector finds a few minor issues. This is where having an experienced agent is vital. I'm here to help you determine what is a legitimate safety issue and what is just a buyer being opportunistic. Third is the appraisal. If the buyer is getting a loan, the bank is going to send out an appraiser. If that appraiser says the house is worth less than the contract price, we have a gap. We need to have a plan for who covers that gap. My job is to protect your equity through all three of these waves, ensuring that the sold sign stays in the yard. Transparency is key. Selling a property involves various costs, from title and closing fees to commissions and repairs. We provide a detailed net sheet before you ever sign a contract, so there are zero surprises at the closing table. Finally, we have to look at your personal goals. What is your equity position? What are your future plans? We'll assess the local market conditions together to see if they align with your financial objectives to determine if now is the right time for your move. If you're ready to learn more, I invite you to schedule a no-pressure seller strategy session or a free home valuation. The sooner we connect, the sooner we can start working toward your goals. Let's get started today.